Jill, long time no see. So here's the deal. College and YouTube is a hard match. You see, because I ride horses for work, and then I have schoolwork, and then I have research I'm doing about horses, and then I have lots of homework and Instagram, and so YouTube has kind of hit the back burner lately. And to all of you who look forward to my videos, I apologize. I'm so sorry. I'm trying, and today my plan is to film like 4 videos, and then I'm just going to spend the next few days editing them and then uploading them sprinkly so that you guys get at least a video a week and we can stop this nonsense of me not posting for a month. It's driving me insane. Anyway, sorry, the ATV's outside. Today, obviously you can tell by the title, I am doing 20 questions. Because you guys ask me so many questions and I just kind of like to put it all out there in one thing where everybody can see it, and it's just easier than trying to answer the same question over and over again. So I picked some interesting questions that pertain to things that are happening recently and some like other like favorites. Yep.
Hey guys, it's voiceover Jill. This segment is me talking about how I'm going to do a haul video soon, but I actually edited and uploaded that one first, so just pay attention to the information. It's important to update, but I already did the video, so this part didn't make sense.
And I will hopefully dive more into my liberty positive reinforcement movement that I've been making from negative to positive reinforcement training. So first, I kind of just want to say that I have no problem with people who train with negative reinforcement. That is wonderful. If that works for you and your horse, that's great. I just think that it is causing some turmoil in my and Zoe's relationship. So I'm gonna give this a shot, and I've already seen an amazingly positive shift, and I'm so excited to see where this takes us. And yeah, so a brief rundown, very brief rundown. I promise I will talk more about this in the video where I'm doing my Liberty haul, and I'll be talking more about this. For those of you that don't know, negative reinforcement means taking away something aversive, annoying, or painful to the horse in order to increase the potential for the occurrence of that behavior happening again. So for instance, you put your leg on, the horse doesn't move, you put it on harder, and then the horse moves forward, you take away that aversive pressure or annoying pressure, and then the horse moves forward. So then he learns, when you put it on lightly, to move forward so that he doesn't have to get the like added pressure. You know what I'm saying? So that's negative reinforcement, or an example of negative reinforcement. It can go a bunch of different directions. Positive reinforcement, on the other hand, there are a lot of different ways that you could go about a similar issue. In very simple terms, it's like if you're training a dog, instead of yanking up on the leash to have them sit, which would be negative reinforcement, you sort of just hold your hand up and wait till they sit and then give them a treat. And I'm using clicker training alongside the positive reinforcement. But like I said, I will get into all of that in the video to follow. I also plan to put a bunch of resources into that video's caption so that you guys will have everything you need to get started without having to scrounge the internet like I have, trying to find how on earth you do this if you're interested in it. I just wanted to preface this video with that because these questions are particularly related to that. I might do a Liberty Q&A in the future. I'm hesitant to do that because I am like a few weeks into this. I don't know everything yet, so I don't want to misinform, but I promise as soon as I feel confident in my answers and I have read the stack of books I have, then I will be more than happy to share that information with you guys. Anyway, I kept that under 5 minutes. I'm proud of myself. Anyway, so I have 20 questions in front of me on my laptop that I am going to answer for you guys via your request. Number 1, what was my worst fall? Some of you may have seen the video. I got a concussion recently. That's probably why I'm losing my marbles. That was probably the worst one. It was the like stupidest incident ever. I was not informed that the horse hadn't been ridden in 10 years. She didn't think that was, you know, relevant information, and I didn't ask because I assumed. That's exactly how I feel about it, Mila. But I will never do that again. I will ask when the last time the horse was ridden, how consistently, blah, 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 blah. And essentially, I asked him to canter politely, and he said, no thank you. And he kind of like slammed his forehand and pivoted, and I don't ride barrel racers. I don't do turns like that. We go straight lines. Yeah, I just ate it and hit my head, so that was fun. 2, do I want to train horses for a living? And if I can tell you guys a secret, because I've been talking this over with a few people, but not really like everyone, you know. But my answer has changed on this. With negative reinforcement, no. There was something that always felt kind of, I feel like I'm just gonna repeat myself in the next video, but whatever. If you hear it twice, you hear it twice. But something always felt kind of wrong about using negative reinforcement. Obviously, in every case, it's not like the end of the world, and sometimes it's necessary. Horses do it to each other, but that's not necessarily the way I want to foster relationships with horses, and it doesn't work for Zoe. That's bottom line. But since finding positive reinforcement and hearing more about the transition that the dog world made from negative to positive reinforcement, I found it really fascinating, and I'm a psych major anyway, so like learning more about learning theory, that's meta, really fun for me, and I'm having a blast diving into all of this and being like, oh, that makes so much sense. Why don't people do this? I would actually really love to have a career with horses in that particular niche, if that makes sense. I don't want to really do like extravagant things. I kind of just would like to be able to shape horses into whole, emotionally sound, like happy, willing animals that love what they do. If I did, that's what I would do. That's what I would want to do. Lots of rephrasing. So, number 3, my opinion on using treats as rewards in clicker training. The book I'm reading right now actually discusses this because it seems that people have a huge issue with giving horses treats, which I never really understood, despite having Bo, which if you guys remember Bo, he bit everyone. And I was actually listening to Little Pistol Annie, if you guys know her on Instagram, Mosey Truitt. I listened to her podcast, In the Spirit of Horse, and she was talking about how, you know, often in riding, you know, with negative reinforcement, we all grow up learning to use pressure and release and to give them a smack. Sometimes people can be super violent with horses, and there are those components and lots of like coercion. But then when it comes to giving treats, a lot of people are like, oh, or like scratches, or letting the horse choose. They're like, oh, well, no, autonomy. They're like, he's gonna overthrow me. I thought it was interesting that she said that there are some people out there that are like, don't give the horse treats because it, you know, they won't respect you or whatever. And my opinion on giving horses treats as rewards is it's something that the horses like. You do it for dogs, you know, and having this preconception that horses should do things for you. You think the horse wants to do all these things and join up with you or whatever. And, you know, it's not necessarily that. You're still using pressure and release. You have to give the horse a reason to want to do something, at least at first. You have to either, you know, annoy them or bother them or hurt them or force them, you know, that's all under the same umbrella, to get them to do something, to want to alleviate pressure. And then with positive reinforcement, you have to sort of like bribe them. But I think that this is much more pleasant for the animal, and the research shows the emotional difference is insane. And I never even considered that because I wasn't taught that. I wasn't taught learning theory in my lessons. But I think it's really interesting the conception people have. They're like, my horse will become aggressive and he'll attack me. Not if you take the right steps. The Willing Equine here on YouTube, Adele, she has a whole video on how to, or she has several videos on how to start positive reinforcement training, and it starts with working between a barrier to teach the horse manners, to not search you and be all over you for treats. I mean, it's science. Like, there's a whole way to get from step A to step B. It's not just like, make it happen, you know? It's show the horse, guide the horse, reward the horse, make the horse happy, love. Wow. Peace in the universe. It's great. I love it. Okay, so talked about that for way too long. Number 4, I try, like, I don't know, this can go one of two ways. I like to look at Instagram for inspiration, read an article or something that makes me like really feel strongly about riding. But that can also be discouraging, watching other people do things well. But for me, that makes me go, I want to do that better than they are. So I tend to get very competitive and push myself, just push through that. And with riding, I've known this about myself. I go through phases 2 to 7 times a year of where all of a sudden I just don't really care about riding anymore. I'm very bored. It's the same thing over and over again, or I've hit a rough spot and I don't want to do it. I don't know. There have been a lot of themes in my life, personal themes, that like, if you just stick with something, unless it's really, really not right for you or potentially harmful, then it will get better. Like everything always does. If you just keep pushing, try something different. You'll always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. Thanks band in 6th grade for putting that up on the wall, because I have never forgotten. Because instead of paying attention to band, I just read that sign. Hey, excuse me, I'm filming. Please stop. Stop. Okay. Number 5, am I ever selling Zoe? No. Parents, you hear me? No, we're not doing it. I'm gonna keep her. I'm gonna save up my money and I'm gonna keep her, okay? Okay. 6, am I getting another horse? No, can't afford. And plus, I already ride like 70 billion horses out here. I have lots of projects. Always. I just don't need to own them ever. Do I miss having a project horse, especially since Zoe's out of work? I sort of answered that one on accident. No, because I ride so many horses. So many. Number 8, my favorite breeches brand. That was weird. Probably my fits. I used to hate fits and now I love them. And they're like my special pants. And Iridian. Those are amazing. And they last forever. Number 9, advice for people with low confidence and low self-esteem. Dog on the front porch eating Milo's food. I think that it's very common in our society, especially in the equestrian world, where you have to do things well, look a certain way. Depending on your discipline, you have certain stigmas that you feel like you have to fulfill. Philosophy on this over the past few years, especially as I've grown up more, is realizing that you are worth something. Regardless of what people tell you, you are here on the earth. You are a being, you think, you feel, your cognizance is amazing, powerful, astounding, and it's beautiful. Like people will always try to tear you down. I mean, you think I'm a YouTuber and I don't get torn down all the time? My video about me riding in a bridleless bit, the leather one, yeah. Go read some comments if you want to feel better about yourself, because everyone hated that video, but it's the second most viewed video on my channel, so not taking it down. Quickly on that, I know that's not my best video. Zoe did not look amazing in that video. I did not ride my best in that video, and I don't use that bit anymore, so lay off. Furthering on that, I actually messaged somebody about this the other day because I got it in one of my DMs. Like, you just can't let bullies affect you, and smile till you're happy is an effective treatment. I mean, with people that behave that way, they have their own issues to work out. Genuinely, if you've done nothing wrong, things stem from jealousy for one reason or another, or you may not have any idea why somebody is treating you a certain way. And, you know, you just have to be able to, like, your perception is everything. You are a victim to your own mind as much as you want to be. And I know that's an interesting statement, but hear me out. If you choose to focus on negative things, if you choose to think negative thoughts about yourself, and if you choose to do things or engage in activities that, you know make you feel bad, then, you have to at some point take some responsibility for that. And I know I'm treading on careful territory here, but I just feel like once you take the responsibility in your own hands of saying, no, I'm not doing this. I am tired of being sad and upset and, going through life hating myself. Yes, I'm speaking from experience. And you're like, I am a great person. I work hard. I do things that I know I should and I want to do. And I need to focus more on doing things that make me happy, putting my mental energy into things that I love and things that are going well in my life, and just focus on that instead of all the crap that goes on. Like, we cannot control the universe around us. What you can control is how you perceive it and what you put your energy into. And trust me, your energy is not worth being put into, drama and all the nonsense in the world. Like, we have an incredible power that's been given to us, that we've been raised with, that we were born with. Nature versus nurture, who knows, not me. But like, I think that everyone has it in them to make their lives better for themselves and make the most of it. And, I'm not saying it's your fault if you have low confidence or low self-esteem. I'm sure it's not. But I want to be, and, maybe nobody's ever told you that you are worth it and that you have the power to completely change and reroute your headspace and your mindset and the way you think about going day to day. But you do. I mean, I haven't really talked about it much on YouTube, but I have struggled with depression and anxiety, and it's just not something I've voiced it on my Instagram in a more eloquent way. Okay, so I don't know where I was. I just had to go get one of my packages from my neighbors because UPS dude can't figure out where I live. My point with all of that is to say, even when things get really, really rough, you can absolutely just take a moment, sit down, and think about all the things that you love in life and things that are going well, and maybe think about things that you can make an active difference in and maybe make someone else's life better and make your life better. Like, don't just take a back seat and just watch your life go by and just hate everything. Like, you are in control to a degree. That sounds weird because, you know, that's when I was depressed, people would always try and tell me, you know, well, stop being depressed. What do you have to be sad about? And I was like, you don't get it. But like, even when I was depressed and it felt like I had this, like, you know, depression was the foundation, and then everything good that would happen or bad that would happen just sat on top of it, but it always felt off. It was like it was balancing the whole time. But then, you know, some days I'd wake up and it just wasn't there. And I was like, finally. And then it was just like good. And then, you know, it was like the good things were the good things, the bad things were the bad things. There wasn't any teeter-totter, upset, unbalance going on. Depression is hard for me to explain. If you get it, you get it. Like, you know. But in that, I learned, because when I was younger, I used to just sit in it, wallow in it, hate my life, hate everyone. I was nasty to everyone I came into contact with. And, or conversely, I was just overly nice, and then I would get upset that nobody, like, noticed. Whatever. That's that. Now, when I go through depressive episodes, I do everything I can to, like, remind myself why life is wonderful. And then I just sort of wait it out. I keep my thoughts focused on things that are worth my time and that make me happy. And then eventually the depression just goes away.
In that same vein of taking steps to better yourself and to, you know, procure happiness maybe when you aren't so happy, I think it's important to consider the option of therapy. No, this isn't sponsored by BetterHelp, but I think that it is important to maybe go see someone who can really help you work through those issues. For clarity's sake, I have actually scheduled my own therapist appointment at the end of the week, which I'm excited for because I've just had a lot of issues throughout my life that, you know, aren't like huge, massive, life-altering, life-threatening issues, but I do want to, you know, have more control over my anxiety and, you know, just my thought process. And I think that talking to somebody, one, professional, and two, completely outside of my circle of friends and family, you know, that is unbiased and can actually help me, you know, foster a better life for myself. So that's what I'm doing, and I want to encourage anyone out there who is considering the same thing to not fear that or feel like it's admitting defeat or that you have a problem or something wrong with you, you know, but just to, you know, keep your mental health in check, and that's what I'm doing. So if there's any solace in that, take it.
Didn't mean to dab, but I did. Okay, moving on from that super long-winded rant. 10, when will Zoe start showing again? I don't know, because I don't know how to do that with positive reinforcement, but I'll figure it out. I promise. 11, what advice would I give my younger self in terms of writing? I would tell myself to read a freaking book and delve into learning theory and do this before I've spent 4 years with Zoe making her an anxious ball of mess. 12, my favorite season, winter. I think it's pretty. Like, I love nothing more than a bright sunny day when it's like cold as crap outside. So you got a little sun, but it's also really cold, so you can bundle up, and outfits are just better in the winter, you know? So that's, 13, how is Zoe's positive reinforcement training going? I would say it's going well. I do it when I can, but obviously work courses have been coming first, and then school interrupts my, you know, the prime writing time in the morning. So in the winter, I'll be able to have a much more regular schedule with her. I'm just like pulling my hair out right now. 14, my favorite boot brand for the horse. I really like Magic You Keep. I think that's about all I use. They also gave me boots for free. So, but I like them. Sometimes they twist a little bit, but I like them well enough. I mean, I think that's all the boots I have. It's just Magic You Keep. Do I think I'll ever ride at Rolex? Question number 15. Probably not. I have zero desire to jump that high. And I know people are like, can't wait to see you inside your Rolex. Though I appreciate this sentiment, it's very sweet. You're crazy. I'm not jumping that high, and just because my horse is talented does not mean that she deserves to be jumping that high. I used to have this preconception that I was doing her a disservice by riding her because I wasn't ever gonna jump her that big because that scares me. No, thank you. Prelim is probably as high as I'm ever gonna go if I continue eventing. I don't know. Don't ask me questions. I'm all over the place. But anyway, yeah, no, I don't owe her anything. Just because she's talented does not mean she has to do the most, doesn't have to risk her health, you know, keep it lower. Safe. Happy horse. 16, my unpopular opinion, horse or not horse. I remember what I was gonna say, which is super lame. I don't like it when other people tack up my horse at all. Don't touch her. You can tack up your horse and let me ride it, but I'm gonna check. Like if you put the saddle pad up, I'm gonna reach up and fix it where I want it. OCD. Hi, also type A. 17, where do I get my videos music? The most requested question on my channel. I use artistunion.com and SoundCloud, and I don't like telling people the names of my songs that I use in my videos because I'm gonna get copyrighted if you make that song popular. So no, you can't know. It's a secret. I need those videos. It takes me hours digging through these websites, finding a song, and then editing to it and uploading it only to find that it's copyrighted. So then I spend more hours finding a song and then editing to it. It drives me absolutely insane. 18, my favorite part about living on the farm, it's amazing. I love my parents, first and foremost, but I also love living by myself. I can do my dishes whenever I want to do them. Look, I just did them. Just did my dishes. Do you know how long they've been there? 2 weeks. People say, why not just use paper plates? Because it's bad for the environment. That's why. No, I'm not trying to kill turtles. Are you kidding me? I even have reusable straws for that reason, so I don't have to throw them away. Anyway, I love living here. The best part is definitely looking off my front porch and seeing Zoe. I love her so much. 19, how is Bo? Bo is doing wonderful. His owner, I follow her on Instagram and she posts pictures of him from time to time, and he looks like he's doing great. They look like a wonderful team. She won at a local dressage show on him, which I'm like, sister, how did you win? I never did. So I am super impressed and super happy for them. They say it's his forever home, and I hope that circumstances don't change because I love them together. Number 20, and the final question, what is my dream breed? I chose to answer this one, okay? I love thoroughbreds, but my favorite look, I don't necessarily know what breed I'm thinking of here, but I love tall warm bloods that are thin and leggy, but their legs are like kind of thick and they have really big feet, and like not like the typical like dressage horse that's like really chunky and big. Like I like the really lean ones, like Hannah Ackerbaum on Instagram, not pronouncing that last name right, I don't think. She has amazing horses. I'm like, I want them so bad. Like they're just leggy but thick but leggy. Like I feel like there are warm bloods that are quarter horses and that there are thoroughbreds. Like the super elegant jumper horses that are like real leggy, I feel like are the thoroughbred warm bloods, and the like fancy dressage horses that can just like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they're the like quarter horses. Not to say quarter horses are lesser than, but they're just chunkier. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this video has gone on for way too long and now I officially have way too much to edit. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed me answering some questions and giving some advice. You know, I almost said if you have any more questions, ask in the comments, but I do not have time to answer them, and I wish I did. It breaks my heart. I wish I was still in high school and life was easy, but it's not. So thank you guys so much for watching. Maybe I'll do you know what, just tell me if you want me to do this again in the comments, and then I'll ask again on my Instagram like question thing, because I can go back and look at, you know. So yeah, let's do that. You know, let me know if you want to do this again. If not, say don't do it again. Say I hate this. Say do something else. I need creativity. And then also give me a suggestion, because nobody likes a critic without a solution, okay? Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really am feeling good to be back on YouTube. I'm very inspired and happy to be doing this again because I love it. And I'm also running out of daylight. I have so many more videos to film. Whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a good day.